Good day, everyone. This is my recap for UFC Fight Night Saudi Arabia, Adesanya versus Imavov, and I'll be giving you a breakdown on the main card. I'll be letting you know who won which fights and how the fights took place, and whatever significant events which took place during the card, I'll be bringing it to your attention. So let's get straight into it, starting with the main events. Adesanya versus Imavov. Man, boy, oh boy, this was a fight no one expected to go down this way. On a serious note here, I mean, after round one, to be honest, I felt this was going to be a long night because I could tell from Imavov that, okay, Imavov is game. Like this dude, you could see it in his eyes in round one. Nothing was shaking him. Whatever Adesanya threw, he made sure he kept vision. He made sure he didn't bite on unnecessary feints. Imavov looked too game, to be honest. I mean, the way he landed that uppercut at the end of round one, I was like, okay, it's going to be a long night for Adesanya. I mean, I actually gave him the chance to win, though. I think of my prediction, I picked Adesanya, although I was thinking about picking Imavov. I mean, as a Nigerian, imagine me picking Imavov, not Adesanya. I'm going to get a lot of backlash for that. But still, though, Adesanya is a cool fighter. He's still one of my favorites, although he has some questionable characters and some other things going on about him, which could be weird. But Adesanya is still my guy. But to be honest, Imavov surprised me. I mean, like, he was the MVP of the night, if you ask me. I mean, the way he came in that round one. I'm not saying he won round one, but the look he gave, like, I think he was trying to, what I saw with him in that round one is something I see a lot with Ilya Tapiria, especially in his round ones. Like, he was trying to get every read possible on Adesanya. And I think when he shot for a takedown in round one that he held Adesanya against the cage, I don't think he was really trying to go for a takedown. I think he was just really trying to see, okay, where am I with this guy? How is his grappling strength? What is it going to be like if I really want to go in for a takedown? I think he was just trying to get all those reads. I mean, Nasruddin he's kind of a cerebral fighter if you see the way he fights. I know he's not like the best when it comes to his skills, but Nasruddin is a very smart guy, and I think he showed in these fights. Like from what I could tell from that round one, he had the game plan to be patient. I think he didn't want to waste any shots, anything he went for. He wanted to make sure it landed, and to land a rare uppercut on someone like Adesanya at the end of round one, like that is something else, man. That is something else, to be very honest. Landing a shot like that, it just makes you know that, okay, you can land more punches on this guy, to be honest. I mean, that was a rare uppercut, not even a rare hook or an overhand. Like, that was a freaking uppercut, man. Who lands that in round one on Adesanya? That's some crazy move Imavov pulled off, to be honest. Yeah, it was actually an unexpected fight. The round one, Adesanya came in, started with the kicks, went for the body, went for the head, threw some leg kicks, landed some punches. Adesanya looked really sharp though, to be honest. Adesanya looked really sharp. But I think he burnt a lot of energy in round one just to make sure he secured it. Because at the beginning of round two, you could see the way he was sweating already. Imavov looked cool as ice. Imavov looked like he was about to start the fight, not like he was about to start round two. And Adesanya already looks like, okay, he has gone 2 rounds into the fight, to be honest. I think Adesanya actually planned on starting early, maybe banking the first 2 rounds, then cruise round three, then pick up work again round four and five. But Imavov wasn't having that, man. Imavov was like, nope, sorry, not today. It's my time to shine, man. And it's just crazy, man. I'm so happy for Imavov. Congratulations. What a big win you have under your belt. Can't wait to see what else you're going to do in this division. But yeah, I think you're in a very good position right now in Imavov. And Adesanya, man, people saying Adesanya is on like a downward spiral or something. I don't think you should say that, man. Adesanya that came day before yesterday night, that guy was ready to destroy anyone, to be honest. Like there are very few people in the division who would stand against that Adesanya. I mean, so I know we give him a lot of shit, but like Adesanya is the man, man. Nobody should sleep on this guy. It just wasn't his night. I mean, and the problem with Adesanya, if you people really watch it, he's basically been losing to boxers. He's been losing to boxers. That's what's going on with Adesanya. Strickland shut him down with the boxing and the forward pressure, took away his kicks. Duplessis basically was trying to do the same thing while he was lunging in with his punches and he used his grappling also. But you could even see in the boxing with Duplessis, like Duplessis was landing some serious shots though. They were both landing shots on each other, but I mean, Duplessis doesn't have the best boxing, but he has a very aggressive boxing skill. So, and coming to this fight soon as being Imavov, we know him to have a very sharp boxing skill set. Like it's just boxers that are finding this number on Adesanya, and I think it's not just boxers, especially when it comes to someone like what's his name again? Duplessis and Asidin Imavov. They had that grappling to threaten Adesanya striking. And that's something I always say in MMA to stand a better chance of winning and getting to that top, you need options. You can't come in one dimensional. You can't think you just be on defeat and oh yeah, you'd school everybody. I mean, some fighters have done it. Hell, Adesanya did it. He did it for multiple times. That was one of the reasons why he's considered one of the greats. But still, man, like it's a hole he always had in his game. He just never fought anybody that was smart enough or skilled enough to really exploit it. But I think fighting Duplessis did exactly. That's why he lost. And I think because he knew Imavov could do something like that, that was why Imavov was able to catch him with the punches. Because Adesanya's hands are down a lot of the times. But I noticed when he was getting closer to the cage, the arms came a bit lower. Probably was trying to get a Honda hook if Imavov shoots in, but man, I think that's just the secrets, man. You need options, man. You need that options if you really want to go far in MMA. You need to be able to threaten the takedown and not just the takedown. If you are going to be a ground and pounder, you should also know how to threaten a submission, man. Like you should be able to do everything. It's called MMA for a reason. That's why it's still the hardest sport ever. I mean, you spend a day in the boxing gym, from there you're off to the jiu-jitsu gym, from there you're off to the wrestling mat. Like it's a taxing sport, man. It's a taxing sport. Not everybody is made for this. And I would continue to respect MMA fighters that do this. Kudos to Adesanya. You are still a legend. You are still one of the greats. But it wasn't your night, man. You got knocked the fuck out. Ain't no shame in that. Keep your head high, bro. Moving on to the and yeah, I feel okay. I don't know what's next for Adesanya, to be honest. I don't know who he should fight next. Let me take a quick look at the rankings and let's see what names they have there. If you ask me, Nasruddin should be fighting Hamzat Chimaev next. I know they already said Hamzat is getting the next title shots, but I don't know. I think Hamzat and Nasruddin should throw down. They should have, because we all know if Izzy had won that fight, Izzy would have probably had a fight with Hamzat or would have, no, I don't. Yeah, would have fought Hamzat because I don't think that was enough to give Izzy a rematch for the title. So I think if Izzy had won this fight, he would have fought Hamzat. So I think that's what should go down with Nasruddin and Hamzat right now, man. I think they both should draw hands. Although Hamzat, they said he's next in line for the title shot after Strickland, Duplessis. But well, let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. I mean, Nasruddin didn't take any injuries though, and Hamzat hasn't fought for months now, so yeah, I think they can actually fight in the meantime. Because this fight, the championship fight, is happening next week. And while that fight happens, I feel these two are going to beat each other up real good. So I think they'll be out for some months. So in the meantime, we can have Nasruddin versus what's his name again? Comes out. That'll be a good fight for the fans. Now, Adesanya, let's find an opponent for Adesanya. The thing about Adesanya, yeah, like he can't really fight down the rankings that much right now. And we need to, I think we need to get him a win right now. That's what the UFC will probably be thinking about because he's still a star regardless. He's one of the biggest stars in the UFC right now. So he needs a favorable matchup if you ask me. I mean, if you can't get him a super fight right now, then you need to get him a favorable matchup. And who do I see? We know, like, he has fought a lot of. Okay, Roman Dolidze is a good name for Adesanya right now. Yeah, I think we can do an Adesanya Roman Dolidze. That would be a very good fight. That would be, I mean, that's the thing about Adesanya. Yeah, I'm scared of giving him someone lower on the rankings because I feel it's not going to be motivating enough for Adesanya. Adesanya is a fighter, you can see his success and his demise walk hand in hand. Like, I feel once you're a dangerous fighter, like, you bring all the tools, you make him step up his game. And I feel when you're not on that level, Adesanya probably takes a step back and I don't know. Oh, but Adesanya Shara Nurmagomedov though. But Shara is really low down the ranking, and yeah, you can't Shara can't come off a loss and you give him a matchup like Adesanya. Like that's doing him favors, to be honest. Yeah, that's doing him favors. Okay, finding a fight for Adesanya right now is not as easy as I thought it would be, but I think I'm still going to stick with Roman Dolidze for now. Romando Lizzy or Brandon Allen, I think that would be the best fight for Adesanya. Man, that's number 10 and number 9. Oh my gosh. How the mighty has fallen. Keep your head up, Adesanya. I know you got this figured out. Hell, you might decide to take some time off again. Do whatever you want to do, man. Like, you've been active for so long. To be honest, Adesanya was one of the most active champions we've had in UFC history in recent times. So, yeah, I think if he wants to take some time off, do whatever he wants to do, he can and come back probably towards the ending of the year. Because I don't see him trying to rush in, coming back middle of this year or something. I think towards the ending of the year, we should be seeing Adesanya back. So till then, let the division figure out itself and let the parts move that need to move. That's my opinion on this fight. That's why I feel they should fight next. I feel Imavov and Hamzat, they should go at it. Adesanya, if he wants to come back anytime soon, the Lidze is a good opponent for him, but I feel he should take some time and try to figure things out. That's my opinion on the main events. So moving on to the next fight. Okay, right here we have Sharon Magomedov versus MVP. Honestly, like I knew the lighter man style would play a major factor into this. And not just the lighter man style, like MVP's skill set is different. That's one thing I like about him and I don't at the same time. Like his skill set isn't made for, okay, a back and forth fight. His skill set isn't made for a strike for strike fight. His skill set is made to pick you apart. Like his skill set is made to pick you apart, neutralize your tools, frustrate you and defeat, then you probably get to the knockout. I think that's how MVP actually fights, even in his mind. I'm sure that's what is going on. Okay, let me frustrate this guy and defeat. Let me slow things down, hop around, land hard strikes, move in, land hard strikes, move out, stay out of range. Then when he gets complacent, hit him with something heavy and TKO him. I think that's just the secret to MVP. Like it's not something crazy. It's something anyone can figure out. But MVP is just doing something crazy, man. To be honest, like you can figure it out, but it's not easy to stop it. So that's just making MVP go crazy right now. I know he's having fun. To be honest, he picked this matchup because he knew it was going to be an easy matchup for him. Like MVP is busy having fun, and that's what I want to say right now. Middleweight is a fun division for MVP. Looking at the welterweight rankings, man, these are killers now, yeah. Oh. These are killers. Looking at the welterweight top 10, man, these are killers, man. I don't think MVP really wants this division, to be honest. I mean, maybe Kobe Covington, he could handle Kobe, but I don't know, man. Kobe is still a dangerous grappler, and Kobe knows how to push the pace. I feel someone like MVP, you really need to take the kicks out. Like, you really need to be in his face, nose to nose, chest to chest, no homo. But you understand what I mean? Like, you really need to be on MVP. We all know that's something Gilbert will be able to do. I mean, he's lanky at that division, so I feel it's easier for them to get a hold of him. It won't be that easy, but I'm sure they can. Like Gilbert has fought people like him, Thompson, and the truth is MVP is like a faster Thompson with lower outputs. That's why I love Thompson. Thompson's output is crazy, but okay, where is Thompson right now in the ranking? Thompson is 11. Now I think that's a good fight for MVP though. MVP and Thompson they could run it, but I don't know if they want to give. Okay, MVP is number 15. Thompson is number 11. Yeah, I think so. But I don't know if the UFC would want to do that to MVP right now because, I mean, when he said he was moving up, I wasn't expecting him to move up just to fight Sharon and move back down. Like, I was expecting him to at least have, okay, two, three fights there because it's a really fun division for him, if you ask me. Like, if I was MVP, I'd be planning to stay in the middleweight division. Like, that's the easier division for him right now. So, I think him coming back down, Dana would really want to teach him a lesson. So I see Dana giving him one of these grapplers here, like one of these bad boys, and it might not be a good night for MVP to be honest. But there are so many grapplers in the welterweights, man, and even the strikers they are very aggressive and crazy. But I feel Dana should just give MVP Stephen Thompson. I mean that would be a very fun fight. Or the problem with this fight here. It's either going to be very fun or very boring. Like it has the chance to be very, very boring. Too boring. Like, but it's crazy though. Okay, so let's say MVP and Michael Page gets into the cage. round one, they probably try to feel each other out, throw single kicks. Then what do you think happens when someone really cracks someone extremely hard? What do you think happens if MVP cracks Stephen Thompson really hard? I think the pace is going to slow down drastically. But if Thompson is the one making the advancements, hurting MVP, then it's really going to be a fun fight. That's what I feel. I feel Thompson has to be aggressive to make this a fun fight. Sorry, Thompson really has to put in some mad pressure on MVP for MVP to come out and really fight. But if MVP is ahead on the scorecard, like I don't see MVP really doing what he doesn't need to do. Like he does a lot of big moves which he doesn't really need. But if one thing about MVP, we could tell from the Shara fights, once he sees he's winning, like he's not going to overexert himself. He's not going to overexhaust himself. Like he's just going to do his thing, bounce around and land single strikes. At most two strikes. Like I've never even seen MVP trade three strike combo. To be honest, I never have. Have you? So yeah. So I think it's a fight they should make. We should take the chance of it being boring. If it's not boring, it's going to be an amazing fight. I think Stephen Thompson is going to be so happy because he's always praying for a grappler matchup, and I think he's going to put on his best if you give this to him. Sorry, that was my alarm. Hope that didn't disrupt this video because I'm not editing shit. We move on. We keep on rolling. Yeah, so that's what I feel MVP should do next. Fight Stephen Thompson since he's going back down to the welterweights. I mean, the UFC wouldn't want to give him that matchup. They'll probably want to give him a grappler, but I feel they should just give him Stephen Thompson. And Shara, okay, yeah. Who should Shara fight? Shara Nurmagomedov, Shara Nurmagomedov. Who is he going to throw hands with in the middleweight division? Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, he's ranked number 14 right now, so I think he may go down to number 15 or so. But Shara and the Michelle Pereira fight would be crazy. That would be crazy. I mean, it's coming off a loss, so I think that fight could be made. Shara versus Michelle Pereira, that would be crazy. Yeah, that's the fight I'd like to see. I think that's the fight we should make for Shara Nurmagomedov next. He's coming off a loss. Michelle is coming off a win, right? Michel, I think his last fight was with Hernandez, and Hernandez really exposed him in his cardio department. Oh well, but I think these two would be good matchups for each other. They're literally close together in the ranking, number 14 and number 15. So let them settle things out. Let them settle for whoever is going to move up and fight the ranked contender next. So both of them, I'm definitely sure that would be a very fun fight. That would be a striker's delight. So I think we should let both of them go at it. And yeah, it was actually a very underwhelming co-main event, to be honest. Like we didn't really see anything crazy. Although Shara started going for it in round three, but that was just too late. He clearly won round three, but I felt if he had done more round two, he could have won round two. I mean, that's the thing about Michael Page. Like once he starts landing on you, he makes you want to hold back. So to really make him fight the fight he doesn't want to, you really need to pressure his ass and you really need to be in his face. And I think this welterweights will be able to do that against him. Like the top 10 welterweights, like top 10, the names I'm saying there, man, those guys will be able to do that, man. Those guys don't come to play. Even the champion doesn't come to play in that division. So, yeah, but I feel middleweight Michael Venom Page is that middleweight, man. That's his playground. So, this is what I feel about the co-main events. That's why I feel Michael Venom Page should go against Thompson next. I feel Shara should go against Michael Pereira. And yeah, that's what I think. Moving on to the next fight on the card. Ah, this fight was so boring. Sergey Pavlovich versus Jairzinho Rosenstrike. This was so boring. Like, it was so boring in a way that, okay, but it was boring, but I was happy for Sergey in a way. The fact that Sergey was able to win a fight without knocking out someone, I think that's also confidence for his what would I call it? His IQ in the ring, yeah, his IQ in the cage rather. I think it's going to give him a boost, like okay, he can handle himself, he knows what he's doing, he doesn't just need a knockout to win. Like he can win a decision against someone like Jairzinho Rosenstrike. And I know one of the reasons when we see boring fights like this at times, if you get two training partners, two people that have trained a lot together, and uh, sorry. Please don't be angry, Atiyan. When we get two training partners and there's no animosity between them, like we actually get boring fights most of the time, or we get a or we get a spine match. Because if these two had hated each other, it would have been a crazier fight. I mean, look at Sergey and what's his name again, Alexander Volkov. Like the fight was crazy, man. That's what happens when two training partners who have this rivalry or who have this bit of beef between them. That's what happens when they come together and fight. But these two, like, they really didn't have anything like that between them, man. It was so I think they were not really able to, like put that killer instinct on out there to go for the kill and all that. But well, it was a good win for Sergey Pavlovich. He really exposed Jairzinho's striking. Jairzinho looked sloppy as fuck. Like God, his striking looked disgusting to be honest. And the most annoying part was at the end of round three, yeah, you could see he wanted to do that lunging hook he threw against Alistair Overeem that ended the fight for him, but like you don't even try to throw something like that because that's just no technique and all power. Fine, if it lands, it's going to be something killer, but why would that be your last resort, man? When you could have done something around. So like you couldn't tell me you were gassed. Like it was a slow paced fight. What were you guys doing to gas yourself out? Hell, even Sergey was the one who shot for the takedown. I was on top of you. Like you shouldn't have been gassed, man. Well, it's crazy, man. Oh well, this is what happens when we get heavyweights to throw hands and they decides to be sloppy. Sergey Pavlovich looked really good. His punches looked really good. We could see he was the better boxer. We could see he was the better kickboxer, to be honest. Like he looked really sharp on the feet, but I was expecting him to go for the kill, but I guess that killer instinct wasn't there that night. So it's all good. They actually got the win. Jazino Rosenstrike looked horrible, horrible, horrible. Wow. I spit on your face, Jazino. That was a very horrible performance. You should be ashamed of yourself and you should work on that never happening anymore. I don't care if it was your training partner or if it was your dad or your brother or your grandpa. You guys are in the ring, you sign up for a fight, do something, man. Like you could see it at the end of round three, he was really trying to knock out this guy. But what happened to round two? You didn't do anything. So if you could do that around three, you could have done that around two. So no excuses for you. Nothing like he's your training partner. Nothing like oh you were formerly in a relationship with him. Like come out here and fucking fight, man. So yeah, I feel Sergey Pavlovich. Who should Sergey go against? Let's look at the rankings right here. Sergey is in a very strange position right now. He lost to Alexander Volkov. He lost to Thomas Spinal. He hasn't fought Sirogan. He fought, I think, yeah, he fought Blade, TKO Blade. He hasn't fought Jilton Almeida. He has fought Spivak. So I think Marcin Tybura would be a good fight for him. Yeah, Marcin Tybura would be a good fight for Sergey. I think that's who Sergey should fight next. That'd be an amazing fight. It would be a striking fight. I probably see Sergey putting Marcin Tybura out on the feet in probably round one. Yeah, round one, late round two. They start trading punches. Tybura thinks he can get one over Sergey. Sergey stays in the pocket. You know the way Sergey just stays in that pocket and just leans out of punches a bit, then throws his like I saw someone against Marcin Tybura. That would be like bread and butter for Sergey because Marcin doesn't really move well. He's basically like a brawler, but he's got some good grits. He's got some decent power on him, decent chin, and he's got good grappling too. If you ask me, his grappling is really decent for a heavyweight. So this will make a fun fight: Sergey Pavlovich versus Marcin Tybura. That's what I want to see next for Sergey. Now, what are we seeing next for Jairzinho Rosenstrike? Definitely, he's going to fight down the rankings. Oh, Shamil the Blob Gaziev. That would be a good fight. Shamil just came off a win. This guy just came off a loss. And yeah, he didn't really take damage in his loss, if you ask me. So I think if you give him some time to heal, probably by April, May, we could see these two going at it. Yeah, April, May, that's enough time for these two to get their shits together. Okay, maybe not April, I mean they are heavyweights. Let's say May, June. May, June, I should see these heavyweights back in action. And it'll be good to see them back in action against each other. Or this guy, Acosta, Waldo Krates Acosta, that'll be a very good fight too. Him and Josinia, I think that'll be a very good fight. Yeah, there are so many matchups I could see Jorginho in, down these rankings. Even McParkin, that would be a very good fight for Jorginho. I think that's what we should see. Jairzinho McParkin or Jairzinho Shamil Gaziev. Yeah, I think that would be a good jump up for Shamil and McParkins too. I think both of them deserve a number like Jairzinho's number. So yeah, this would be a good fight. I think by tomorrow, Jairzinho would go down the ranking, and Jairzinho will probably be ranked number 11 or 10. So yeah, I think it'll be a good matchup for Shamil. Shamil will probably be bumped up to number 13 or 12 too. So I think that'll be a good matchup for Shamil, especially Shamil. Maybe not McParkins. I think McParkins needs one more win before he gets a jump up like Jairzinho. But yeah, Shamil Gaziev. Why am I chewing my lips? These names, man. Shamil Gaziev, yeah, that'll be a good fight for Jairzinho Rosenstrike. So that's how I feel about this fight. That's how I feel should go down. Moving on to the next fight, Said Nurmagomedov versus Vinicius Oliveira. Crazy fights, to be honest. Hmm. Wow. Why am I yawning so much? Crazy fight, man. Very crazy fight. Crazy fights in the sense like Vinicius Oliveira had a broken rib. I don't know if I think he came into the fight with it injured, and the spinning back kick this guy landed probably fractured it a bit more or something. But man, this dude was still able to put up a fight in round two and round three, man. Kudos to Vinicius Oliveira. Like it's crazy, man. And Oliveira actually beat Nurmagomedov. Wow. I mean, in a different universe, this would probably be Habib and Oliveira, Charles Oliveira. But man, it was actually a crazy fight though. Oliveira is sorry, Saeed Nurmagomedov is actually a beast. Like to be honest, round one Saeed, I think if you can't survive him, he's finishing you. Round one Saeed is too fast. I mean, especially in this bantamweight division, bro is extremely fast. Bro is extremely dangerous. But I don't know. I mean, from Nurmagomedov, especially Dagestani coming from those cliffs, like I'm expecting your cardio to be better than this, bro. I was expecting way better cardio. I wasn't like, I know like it was a crazy pace, especially around one. You threw a lot of strikes trying to put this guy away, trying to really hurt him. But still, bro, I was expecting more from me. Even Vinicius was actually exhausted, if you ask me. But Said was more exhausted. I think Vinicius was more comfortable with the exhaustion, though. And I'm expecting the Dagestani to be more comfortable with exhaustion. But shit is crazy. They both are fighters. No one knows who trains harder. But it's good. It's all good though. It was a good fight, a very fun fight, if you ask me. Like I always love it when I see a fighter fight through injury. Like it's always something very inspiring, if you ask me. That's why Vinicius Oliveira. To me, I think you should have okay, maybe not performance of the night, but I think they should have gotten fight of the night or something. Because I mean, round three, these guys are just swinging with no regard. I mean, Vinicius Oliveira was swinging at one point like Said Odi money, man. It was just crazy, man. These guys threw hands. But it was a very good fight. It was a very nice fight. Not the most exciting fight, but it was a fun fight regardless, if you ask me. So I know Magomedov, who do I think he should fight next in the ranking? I think he's definitely going to fight someone outside the ranking. Sorry, my bad. He's definitely going to fight someone outside the ranking. And if he's going to fight someone outside the ranking, I think that person has to be probably Kyla Phillips. Yeah, that'll be a good fight. Him and Kyla Phillips, I think they'll put up a show for us. That's something we would want to see. So yeah, that'll be a very good fight. And if he wins, that'll put himself in a very good position. Yeah, he'll put himself in a very good position with the win against Skylar Phillips. And moving to Vinicius Oliveira, I think with a win like this, Vinicius should be able to get, probably someone between 11 and 15 in the bantamweight. And the options he has for that would be, man, this bantamweight division is so. Kyla Phillips is number 12. Okay. That's too high ranked for Sahid, if you ask me. Sahid doesn't need someone ranked in top 15. Okay, Kyla Phillips versus Oliveira, that'll be a good fight. That'll be a very good fight. That'll be a very good fight. And I think Sahid should take someone outside the rankings though. Someone outside the rankings, yeah, that's what Sahid should aim for. A good name. Probably someone who's new in the UFC, who's an up and comer prospect. I think people like Saidi. I think if I was a prospect in the UFC and I lost, the next one should be fighting another prospect, like taking that shine away from that prospect. fine, everybody wants to know, okay, would he be able to hang? Will he be able to swim? But I think you should start thinking of fighting veterans when you're in the, like when you're ranked in the top 15. Yeah. You look for those names who have been there for a while, then you fight them. But I think if you're not ranked yet as a prospect, you should also look for unranked other unranked prospects and, try and steal their stars. That's what I think should be done. So yeah, I think Said should adopt that mentality right now. Look who's the next hot thing in the bantamweight that is ranked. And Vinicius should go against Skylar Phillips, which would be a good fight. So that's my opinion on that fight. Moving on to the future fight of the card, to the card opener, sorry. Faraziam versus Mike Davis. To be honest, I don't understand. I was expecting Faraziam to shut down Mike Davis that way though. Mike Davis looked horrible on the feet, extremely horrible, and I expected him to have better striking. I expected him to have way better striking, but no, man. Bro looks like shit. He should be embarrassed with himself. Varasiam looked good, man. With those long limbs. He even looked good in the grappling. He looks good everywhere, man. Like, I don't understand how he survived that calf slicer. Like, if I don't even know, man. These lanky guys, they are just built different. Like, bro is on a different level, man. I wonder what his knees feels like right now. Like I'm sure his knee popped. Like that was so deep his knee had to pop, but I'm sure he just held on to it. Like it didn't even look like he was stressed on his face, man. He didn't really look that stressed. Like I was stressing more than he was for him. Well, I mean, for Aziam did real good, man. What a performance. Wasn't really expecting that for him. Yeah, they both gave each other big cuts, man. But for Aziam really opened up Mike Davis real bad. He really opened him up real bad, and that was something crazy. So nice one for Aziam. Who should he fight next? I think he should look for a grappler in the lightweights. I think this guy's on like a five winning streak. So I think he should fight someone ranked. Yeah, like he's done a lot in the unranked section of the lightweight. So I think he needs to move up and fight someone ranked right now. I think we need to give him like a Grand Dotson will be a very good fight. A Grand Dotson will be a super fight for him. Not really a super fight, but that would be a very good fight. Like it's a fight if he wins, it puts him in a very good position. So I think that's what he should be aiming for right now. A Grand Dotson or a Benoit Saint Denis. Yes, a Benoit Saint Denis would be a very good fight for him. That would be an extremely good fight for him. Puts him in a very good position. And I'm sure that will probably be on a pay-per-view card because Benoit Saint Denis is a big name. So I think he'll be probably looking for a fight maybe middle this year or before then in Paris. And him versus Farasiham, that would be a very good fight for the crowd. So yeah, I think that's what we should do with Farasiham. Then I think what's his name? Mike Davids needs to go back to the drawing board and yeah, he needs to go back to the drawing board and figure out what's going on. Because that was a bad loss, man. It took a lot of damage and it's going to take a while for him to really get his shit together. Plus, at some points, I thought, was he fighting with an injury or because of how awful he looked? So, I don't know. He may be dealing with something. He might not. Every fighter is actually dealing with some injury of a kind. So, I think he should get back to the drawing board, man, find out what's going on and come back with full force because he's not in a division that plays this lightweight division. You really need to know what you're doing, man. You can't come in half-assed. Or was he undertrained or something? I don't know, man, but he needs to get his shit together. He needs to put his shit together and focus, he needs to lock in. I mean, from what I've seen from him, I feel he has the skills to actually really go for, even in this fight, in the grappling department, he still wasn't giving up, though. But I mean, when Fareziam slammed him, that was just crazy. That slam was like everybody knows Fareziam to be the slim, lanky guy, but dude picked up Mike Davis, man. And Mike Davis ain't no small guy. Mike Davis is thick as fuck. But Fareziam was able to pick him up and slam him on the mat like that was nothing, man. That's some crazy thing. Mike Davis, you really need to go back to the drawing board and figure out what's wrong if you ask me. Either that or maybe Faraziem is just the next coming of Jesus Christ in MMA. But I guess Mike Davis, you need to go back to the drawing board. Faraziem, you need to fight Benoit Saint Denis or Grant Dotson and get it going with your career. So that's my feeling on the main card of the fights. Would have done the prelims, but didn't really watch it. Wasn't actually in the position to watch it. I actually watched my UFC fights on my version of cable here in Nigeria, which is DSTV. So sometimes they don't show the prelims, sometimes they do. It's very annoying, it's very tiring, but that's what we have to work with. Hell, I mean, I don't have the money to be paying for pay-per-view, so yeah, this is how we watch the card, and this is what we got. So like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.